Meeting order at 3:35, and Janice, would you mind giving the blessing?
Glad to. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this opportunity to come together today to do the work of the Cherokee people. We pray that you will be with us and keep us mindful of the fact of the people that we represent and guard our decisions in that respect. We thank you for the rain that you have provided for us. Pray that you will be with our soldiers both here and abroad. Keep them in your protection. For it's in your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right, Shelley.
David Wilsonstick,
Honey.
John Garvin, Jack Baker, Harley Buzzard, Joe Bird,
Honey.
Julia Coates, Jody Fisherhawk, Nell Fulbright, Frankie Herkus,
Present.
Hannah Glory Jordan, Lee Keener, Dick Blake,
Here.
Curry Snell,
Here.
Denise Taylor,
Here.
David Thornton,
Mommy.
Victoria Vasquez,
Honey.
Kara Cowan Watts. We do have a quorum.
All right, thank you. Here, a motion to approval of minutes of March 16th, 2015.
So moved.
So moved. Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed, motion carries.
Chairperson.
Yes, Speaker.
We have a leak in the council chambers, and it will be necessary that we close off the council chambers, and so we will need to move our meeting for tonight to here. It's up over the desk.
Gas.
No, it's water, but that may be worse. It's in the ceiling, and Taylor and Bruce's group is down there now trying to figure out what they're gonna have to do, who they're gonna have to call, or whether they can do it, what's gonna have to occur. But we probably need to announce that at
Okay.
each of our remaining
subcommittee.
council, or committee meetings, and they're putting it out on the website, I understand. So the meeting will be here tonight. And we'll put a sign on the door.
Okay.
It just can't be helped right now. They're gonna try to get in there and take down part of the, take down part of the ceiling and see what they've got.
All right, thank you, Speaker, for that announcement. All right, so no meeting in the council headquarters chamber.
But here tonight, it's 6
Yeah,
o'clock.
it's gonna be here tonight at 6. All right, moving down to reports. We got Miss Diane Kelly, Talking Leaves Job Corps, future face of the $20 bill.
This Councilman Walking
I'm gonna
Stick.
start lobbying for you right now.
Mr. Chair, members of the committee, at last committee meeting, I think it was ENF, I brought some new people, new faces to the table. I've got a couple of people here with me today. George Roach is my vocational director. He was approved through our NAVTEP director, Miss Linda Mayo. We received the letter last week that he can actually be over those programs. You have to get the federal people to say that their credentials meet the qualifications for those jobs, so he's
Congratulations,
good.
George.
So George is here, and he's gonna represent me at some meetings now. Also, gonna be the coordinator over our he's going to be working with Landra Alberti. Landra is over testing, and she's been there for like 20-something years, and she's going to be working with the testing and the adult ed. And then Brad's going to be the coordinator, and they're going to work together in combining that. Our budgets over there in that area are pretty tight, and it made sense for us to look at the people internally rather than trying to bring in other people from the outside. They'll still continue to teach, they'll still continue to test, but they'll actually be working on that. We've got, let's see, April is Disability Awareness Month. Brenda Fitzgerald asked that I remind everybody. She's going to be putting up a display on disability awareness, and I think they're also going to do a resolution so that the public knows more about disability awareness, and they're going to try to get something on the video stream so that people are more cognizant of that. Talking Leaves has been working for several months and trying to get a new office location. Got a email from Jay and Donna that Donna was taking the lease over for the two landlords to sign this afternoon. We're hoping that it will be signed this week and that we will be in a new office in Oklahoma City by the 1st of May. That's what we're shooting for. So we think everything's good. Todd and his staff worked with us on the lease agreement for the language, so we feel good about that. Work has begun on our end of the building for purposes of moving the counseling staff back down to the corner where we're at across from registration. Some of the staff are being moved to Southgate, one's going up to Taro, others are going to the motel. Testing area is being moved to the motel, and we will be shut down till the state certifies the motel area. And career services file rooms will go where the testing area is. So we're just moving around back there, and we're in total chaos. So if something's lost or somebody says that we can't find their file, it's a good possibility that we can't, because we got but rest assured, give us a few weeks, we'll have it back to normal, and we'll have everybody hopefully in their right places. Our union welding classes will end in Tahlequah, and our next class will be in Tulsa. We're hosting around 100 firefighters on Sunday, April the 26th through Friday, May the 1st. David Cummingdeer is coordinating that. And David is also going to be one of the boxers at the, I said Guns and Roses, but that's a rock group. It's Guns and Smoke, or Smoke and Guns. There is a marshal that is boxing in the event, and David is our representative for the firefighters, and he's been working out, getting ready for it. He says he's the old man to the group. We'll see, because he looks pretty good right there. But anyway, David will be at the Cox Convention Center in Tulsa on Saturday, April the 25th, and I've got flyers, and I'll hand those out.
This is a different David, just let everyone know. Not me, it's another David.
We're gonna put your face on here.
There was nobody wondering, man.
Okay, yeah.
I bet you've been telling everybody that, haven't you, David?
I've been training.
You've been in training. We also have culinary classes. Talked to Dr. Shoemaker, them down at Salisaw. I know Janelle's not here. David was here. Right in Salisaw. Georgianne Belton over at the culinary department at Muskogee's been going back and forth. She's actually overseeing it. They're going to do 3 classes in the month of June. We're going to keep that thing going. They're putting about $10,000 into the culinary classes and getting some more equipment down there. It's at the Salisaw Middle School. We started out with, I think, so we didn't have anybody drop, and we've got a list of people that are wanting in. So that's a good sign, because that's going to help Hartman at the Roland Casino Hotel. That's what we're hoping to accomplish. We've also got job fair that's going to happen in West Siloam Springs. We're doing something different this time. We're going to do a job prep on Monday to work with them on their resume, work with them on coaching as far as interview skills. For anybody that's really sincere about getting a job, they can come see us on Monday. We're going to work with them there at the Siloam Springs Casino. Then on Tuesdays, we'll be there to recruit and hire. Lazy Boy contacted us several, and we were able to get several people jobs there in Siloam Springs. Gates Rubber Company's contacted us, and they're going to be there. They're excited because they have had a lot of people retire, and they've got positions that are open. We're not talking about temp positions. We're talking about full-time positions, and they're good-paying jobs. So we're also been contacted. The chief called me the other day. I had to laugh about it. I was on my way to Tulsa. He called, and he said, "Where are you at?" And I said, "I'm on the road." He said, "Well, how far are you from the complex?" He said, "The FBI's here." And I said, "Are they looking for me?" he didn't say anything, and I thought, oh no. He said, he laughed, and he said, "No, they're here. They're wanting to recruit people for the FBI." So I kind of almost had a heart attack there for a minute. But anyway, we've got several businesses that are going to be there. It's a diversified job fair and contacts in the Tulsa area, and we are planning to help with recruitment, and that's a good sign. And I can't say enough about my JDNEG group. Those girls have really been working. We've got leads on jobs up in the Delaware County area. I think Charbreese went over and worked with Mallory for about 3 or 4 days on trying to get applications. We've had contacts in Adair County, got staff to get the jobs done, and that's in addition to that, we're taking applications for summer youth, and you know, we've just got so many things going on, and all the staff are cross-trained, and they're overwhelmed. They're staying late to try to get their applications done. And I can't say enough about all the work that they're doing. Fun times. Y'all have any questions?
Councilman Keener.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. May want to use spell check on that one.
Yeah,
photo.
that's exactly what I was gonna
Which
say.
one?
The one in your hand. your-
Probably is, these are
That's
just
fair.
drafts, cause I'm not
Okay.
giving them out.
Good.
No, these are not the posters that are going out.
Thank you.
That's why you're not getting them. I'm telling you about them.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
I don't have enough to give out anyway.
Counselor Taylor?
Last month you said you had met with Creek Nation on some reentry grants. Can you tell me anything going on there?
Yes, we have a reentry grant that we're working on. It's for youth 14 to 24 years of age. We've had a task force meeting. We've been meeting with Marsha Lamb and her staff, and then we've been meeting with Northeastern State University. We met with one of the deans in the, I think it's political science department. They're going to work with us on some data for the grant. We were going to go after the adult grant, but after meeting with Creek Nation, we decided that we have to lay the foundation internally first, so that whenever we actually go after those grants, we can say that we have a director, we have case managers in place, and that we do have some data to back up what we say we're going to do. So we did have some small amount of money that you all have given us, but we've never actually put anybody overseeing that. They had other duties. So now we're looking with the moves that we've made. Darrell Legg will be the economic development / reentry director. And then we've got a case manager who is actually going to be working with the JDNEG / reentry. So that we've got someone who is actually identified to do the reentry. And then we're bringing over another person who's one of our participants in the reentry, so that we will be able to have layers there to do that work.
Okay, and so even though those people have other duties, that will
That will just
satisfy
be,
this grant requirement?
yes, it will.
And is there a date for the application of that grant? Are we, do we miss this one? We're gonna have to lay this groundwork and apply later, or?
No, the youth
what's that
grant,
like?
I believe is due the 21st or 22nd. It's due the end of this month, and Kim has already got her draft completed, and we're working with Tanya Johnson in the grants office, and Tanya. So we think that she'll have it ready to go by the end of the month. We still have some statistics to get together, and we still have some things that we have to put together internally, like job description. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and I was not clear, the lazy boy positions, were those temporary or were those permanent jobs?
They were full-time positions.
That's all I have.
Thank you, Counselor Taylor. Chief Byrd?
Diane, that culinary arts, is that gonna be a one-time, or are you going to have another training?
Oh, no, the class is going on right now. We'll do practicum there at the Casino Hotel. We will have 3 classes going in June. When school's out, the teachers that are teaching the high school students right now, they will be available to teach full-time in the summer. And we're gonna try to do 2 classes in the daytime, 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, and then we'll have 1 going in the evening.
I see a lady there at Marcoma Gym. She has a family, and she's driving from Fort Gibson to Roland. And says it really is an excellent class. It's going to give them opportunities to work at. Well, really, we're getting ahead of the game if they choose to work there at Roland. You know, with the expansion that we're doing there, or any one of our resorts here. So that's a good program.
Well, with the revolving door at all of our facilities, and as we keep adding on, there always is going to be a need for somebody with the culinary skills. And hopefully some of these people will venture off into getting more credentials and working with that OSU group that's coming in to work with us for those career ladders. That's what we're hoping to
Yeah,
accomplish.
I've heard some good comments on that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Any other comments? Curtis?
Man, you said you had a welding class starting in Tulsa?
It's going to be at the Union Hall Training Center. It'll start, I believe it starts in May. I don't really have the date with me here. We're finishing up the class, the mobile unit that we have up here at the Tarot office. We had hoped to go to Pryor next, but they're needing that mobile unit someplace else, and we were going to take that mobile unit to Pryor. So it looks like that mobile unit will have to come back on the 3rd leg, and we'll take it to Pryor the next round. But it's going to Tulsa next.
Any others?
Thank you.
Good report.
Councilman Thornton?
Diane, do you know this truck driving school we've got going?
Yes.
If a person had a license and you let it expire, does he have to go all the way through that school again?
I don't think so. We could, have them come in and see us and let us see what we can do to help them.
Okay. Okay, where?
They can go in down at the Salisaw office and see LaVon Tubbs in our
Who?
office. Sheila Epler or LaVon Tubbs, either one of those two ladies in our Salisaw office.
Do you have a phone number for that?
Yes, I do. I'll send it to you.
Okay, sounds great.
Any other questions?
Diane, good report. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, next we got Executive Director's report for Bruce Davis and Dr. Gloria Sly.
Excuse me.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Brad Perry's got some water bottles for you that he wanted
That's
to give
really,
out.
Brad, you're a gentleman and a scholar. We appreciate that.
I was told to tell you guys that these were courtesy of our life skills class. So
You guys got any more shirts, Diane?
you can trade amongst yourselves if you want a different color.
More purple.
I was grabbing random colors.
You good man.
Yeah. Appreciate it, Brad. You're good. Just let it go. Well, that's nice, Brad.
That's what I was going to give you. But I know better.
This is Cherokee orange right here.
Sir?
Whatever. No, no, this ain't pretty. You guys like this?
Got it by the other
It's mine.
Just Longhorn orange. I'd have had to fire him.
Cherokee. All right, Bruce, Dr. Sly, it's good to have you guys back.
Good afternoon, thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and ladies and gentlemen of the council. Here today, and I'm going to let Mr. Davis introduce a new person to you.
We're proud to announce that we have a new JOM director, 24 years plus in education. A lot of you people already know him, and we're just honored to have a gentleman in that capacity that can do what this man can do for us. And so at this time, I want to introduce Mark Vance. Mark, would you stand up, please? Okay, all right. We're glad to have Mark on board with us, and I might say we had an excellent panel for this position. It was a tough decision to pick Mr. Vance, but he won out overall, and we stole him away from Union School, so you can see that was quite a feat for us, and he had an outstanding job out there and was excited to come to work for Cherokee Nation, and we're very glad to have him. Okay, Dr. Sly, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Okay, you have our report. The only thing that I need to add to that report is that tonight we will be introducing the participants of Remember the Removal, that bike ride. I have a list and where they're from, and so we will be having them introduced. But we finally got them all through the approval paperwork process a couple of weeks ago, and so like the second, third week of March. And so we're proud now, and they have equipment. So we're looking forward to it, and we're working pretty hard at that. So, well, you have our report. Do you have any questions?
Any reports? Any questions?
I'm sorry.
Sorry, you guys are good. Yes, Bruce?
Mr. Chair, I'd just like to update our scholarships and the numbers on those for the council. Spring scholarships, we're up to 3,134. Pell, we're at 1,637. Non-Pell, 1,175. And our graduate program, we're at 322. Our concurrent scholarships are at 279. New apps for this year, we had 896 new applications. So that's outstanding for us.
New applications for the scholarship?
Yes, sir.
We'll need more funding.
We will.
Be close to 4,000 applicants.
That was my next comment. We will need more funding.
Well, we've been blessed, this council and our chief and administration been supportive of the scholarships, so it'll be favorable.
Yes, and we appreciate that.
Yep.
Any other questions?
Good report. Any
Thank you.
questions? All right, you guys enjoy the rest of the day. Next, Head Start, Miss Verna Thompson.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ms. Thompson.
Any questions for me from my report?
Any questions for Verna?
Welcome back to you.
Great report, Verna.
Thank you.
All right, enjoy the rest of the
Best
day.
one yet.
Okay. All right, Sequoia Schools, we got Leroy Qualls. Got here from Sequoia.
I'll just echo what Verna said. She seemed to have a real good report there. Good afternoon, all. You should have our report with you. I'm just going to go through it and highlight some things, and then I'm going to add some things on at the end. The very first thing you see is we had 5 students qualify for a speech and debate OSSAA state tournament. They have just finished competing. They received, as a team, they received an Outstanding Achievement Award, Academic Achievement Award from the OSSAA. And also one of the team members, Garrett Million, has been accepted to NYU School of Arts, and they've given him a $65,000 scholarship. And while we're talking about Garrett, he was selected as Mr. Sequoia High School. He's an outstanding young man, done a great job in the classroom, lots of potential in the arts programs, and I look forward to following him at New York University to see how he does. Also, Ashley Anderson was our Miss Sequoia High School. Talking about an outstanding young lady. She's been accepted to Harvard. She has already, I'll give a little kudos to you guys for the scholarships that you help put out, and also education services. She tells me she's on track to have 60 hours of college credit when she graduates. Anderson. She had more than one Ivy League school trying to recruit her. And I've looked at some of the classes that she took on her concurrent enrollment. I mean, she's had the chemistries, calculus, astronomy, and from what I remember that she's pretty much a straight A student. Along with keeping up with all of her duties at school and her classes at Sequoia High School. We finished our prom. Everyone survived. Robotics team is getting ready to go to the World Tournament competition in Louisville. Skipping down to athletics at the bottom, we've got a young lady that's going to sign with Oklahoma Panhandle State University on the 15th at noon. And just put a side note in there, she is our 9th student to sign to play college or at the next level. We actually have 10. We have one that's preferred walk-on to play at Northeastern A&M College. And again, out of 80 seniors, that's a pretty good ratio. And I mentioned before with 11 Gates Millennium finalists, that's a pretty good percentage too, out of 80 kids. So we're proud of that. Our kids have done well academically and athletically. Our softball team's ranked number 1 in 5A. That record is non-existent now. They've lost, I think, 3 games, but most of them have been to like 6A schools. All the schools have been ranked. April was selected as All-State basketball. She'll be competing in the Oklahoma Coaches Clinic, State Clinic, the last week of July, and she's been selected for that All-State game also. I'm going to skip down. We've had you know our girls won the state championship, right? Cena Hayes was MVP. I think I let you know that before, but there's some more interesting things there that she set a record in 5-on-5 girls finals. Also, it was the 4th highest scoring performance of all time for a 5-on-5 game in any class. Sierra Polk was selected to the 2nd team, which was state tournament teams. That has nothing to do with All-State. And Johnette was also 1st team, with Cena being the MVP of that team. And with all that being said, our coaches did a fantastic job. Coach Callison was remarkable this year and has been since he's come on board 2 years ago. He was selected as the Tulsa World Girls Coach of the Year, also the Muskogee Phoenix Coach of the Year, and has also been selected to coach the All-State basketball game this year at the coaching clinic.
Great.
He did a great job. We saw those girls grow as the year went. By mid-season, we wouldn't have guessed that they would win the state tournament. Maybe get there, maybe not. But, you know, with coaching, a lot of it's mental, psychological. A lot of things come into play there. So they did a great job. He and Coach Miner, his assistant, did a wonderful job for us this year. And that's not to mention the boys and all their hustle, getting to the state tournament for the 3rd year in a row. With that being said, we had 3 athletes named to the All-Phoenix basketball teams, BJ and Cookson. Our state champion girls are being recognized today at the state capitol. So they've had this afternoon to, I guess, be honored, and they were asked to come up. And I think that's a great honor, and it'll be a very good educational experience for them also. Our baseball team over the weekend won the Mickey Mantle Classic. You don't have this part. This is some of the add-ons that I mentioned that's just happened. This was at Commerce, which, as most of us older people know, that's where Mickey Mantle was from and went to high school at. So we're proud of them. Dates to remember that are coming up, these are May, will occur in May, but if you want to get them on your calendar, our immersion school kindergarten graduation will be on May the 19th, and that's at 9:30, and that will be in the new gym. That evening, we'll have 6th grade graduation at 6 o'clock. That's on May the 19th. And Sequoia High School's graduation will be May the 22nd at 6:30. And I know calendars are full. Those are some important dates coming up for our school, and I thought I'd give you those a month ahead of time, because sometimes I'm giving a report now. We have things going on today, you know, and with schools, sometimes that happens. That concludes my report.
Is there any questions for Mr. Lewis? Chief Byrd?
On the Gates Scholar, did you comment on that?
I just made a brief comment that we had 11 finalists.
Selected?
No, the 15th, I think, is the date that is the magic date for us.
When will they select the
Hey, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Seniors, Coach, good job. Give up good work.
Thank you.
And we're proud of Sequoia girls, Lady Indians.
Thank you very much. I appreciate all of you guys.
Proud of the academics. You're doing a good job there.
We're proud of the whole picture.
Yeah.
Kids are making us look good.
They usually
We
do.
appreciate that.
All right, we got CNF. We got Miss Janice Randall. And Gail's a good report for. Gail's.
Okay, good afternoon. As you can see from the report that I've already turned in, we had over 1,400 students do ACT and junior achievement programs this school year. and they are listed by the schools in the counties that we taught. The only new thing that we're adding is and it's on the webpage and it's on the Facebook, is we have decided to do our CCPI, which is our college prep, at the University of Edmond this year, and we are taking applications right now. We put it on our webpage, we sent it to every school counselor, and it's first come, first serve. These are the universities that will send their admissions officers to teach our kids how to write an admissions letter, and so these schools can attract the best and the brightest from the Cherokee Nation. This is the only thing you do not have in your package, I think, and it is, we just did it Friday. We made an agreement with Northeastern State University to do our second ACT prep, and students on these here if any of you want them, but and that space is limited also. Which is called Cherokee Scholars. It is on the application opened April 1st and it will close June 1st, and it's for 7th, 8th, and 9th graders. We have sent that out to all colleges, to all high school and middle school, and the JOM people as well.
That will run through what? How long will that run? You said open up April 1st through
June 1st. And what that does, the students are just saying that they are going to go to college, they're taking the right classes, and it will add $500 a semester to scholarships there. Cherokee history or language class, they can make that $1,000 a semester added to.
That brochure in our books.
Yes. And this, the month of January, we take our application, see in the first column, and we will calling like crazy wanting to know. 16 qualified, and we're only going to award. And the Martha Farrington, them did qualify, but we're only going to give 3. And also right here is a scholarship for students from Adair County, and 21 people applied. And what's so funny is his grandson came into the office personally to apply for a scholarship, but he did not live in Adair County, so he didn't even qualify for his grandfather's scholarship. And the at-large, this is the only, we had 75 applicants, 21 are qualified, and Jack Baker gave part of his budget, so we will be able to award between 3 and 5. And that is the only scholarship those students have, unless they are Pell eligible. They cannot receive the scholarships from the education department. Yes?
That's a good report, Janice.
Coach?
I've got several questions. The at-large tribal council scholarship is the one. It's my understanding that it is in the policy of the Cherokee Nation Foundation that all of the scholarships, with the exception that a couple that are defined by the donors, but that all of the others are open to at-large applicants as well.
That is true.
Okay, so this is not the only one for at-large people.
But I was comparing it to
Cherokee Nation, right, but I think it's confusing maybe, so I wanted to clarify that for.
Okay, all of our scholarships are open to any student with a CDIB.
Right. Yeah. I've got a couple of other questions in addition. First of all, I made a FOIA request of the Cherokee Nation Foundation on March 24th, and I haven't, it's well past the 10 days, and I have not received anything.
About the policy on our board members?
There were 4 aspects of it. First of it was a request for invoices for the recent investigation that's been carried out by Diane Hammonds. The second was a copy of Ms. Hammond's report. The third was for a copy of the social media policies that CNF has for its board members. And the fourth was for the general policies that CNF has for its board members. And I made that request on March 24th. To date, I have received nothing, and I have not received any notice of or request for an extension. So at this time, it's past the 10-day deadline that is.
Sent to Glenn Terrapin, that we didn't have any policy. I sent that answer that we did not have any policy on board members.
When did that policy, when was it eliminated? Because I know it did exist under the previous director.
I do not know. I will check on that. And then, Mr. Hembry is addressing the other three, so.
Okay, well,
they're
I've
outlined.
not been notified of anything by anyone, and so
But doesn't
technically
Gwen
that's
work-
out of compliance, but I'll
Doesn't
get with
Gwen work
Gwen
for
about
his
it.
department? So she should have, because I didn't even get a request from the other three because
Okay,
he said he's handling it.
okay.
We have
I'll-
not received an invoice.
Somebody is out of compliance with the law at this point, and I don't know if it's you or if it's in the AG's office or if it's in Ms. Terrapin's, but I'll
Council
follow
Lady
up on that.
Coates.
But we have not received an invoice.
Okay.
I will tell you that.
Hey, Council Lady Coates.
The
Julia.
next question I have.
Dr. Coates. Okay. I would recommend on your FOIA to go visit the Attorney General's office.
Well,
in
that's what
Glen
we, yeah,
Terrapin.
that's what we just got here,
Okay.
so.
Sounds good. All right, thank you.
The other question I have, and I'm looking at the Cherokee Nation Foundation's website right now, so this is the current website, and it hasn't changed, it appears to me, from past years, and it says approved areas of study for the Cherokee Nation Businesses Scholarship are accounting, finance, engineering, and in parentheses, that means biomedical, chemical, mechanical, and electrical, corporate law, marketing, and mass communications, right? That those are the majors that are covered by this.
Well, I went
Scholarship.
to CMB,
Mhm.
with the Job Shadow Group from Sequoia High School.
Mhm.
And I took that, piece of paper that had that on there, and no one at CMB made that agreement or has seen that. I talked to several people, and so, we're having a meeting next week to go over that, because, no one seems to know anything about that.
Well,
And
this
Whitney-
is what's been appearing on the website for a number of years. This is what the scholarship has
Right.
been for a number of years. And so I think that anybody viewing the website believes that these are the criteria. And so if somebody was in a different field of study, certainly this would inhibit them from applying for this particular scholarship because they would believe they were not
I agree.
qualified for it, right?
Right.
And so would you agree that sports management is not one of the things that the general public would believe is qualified, and so somebody in sports management wouldn't necessarily apply for this scholarship, is that
But
correct?
last year, when I first took this job and I asked, they said they had not agreed on any subject matter.
But the website was not changed, so the public would
Right.
not have understood that,
Right.
that other,
But, Whitney, Hancock, and the CMB people are working on the website. So it has not been changed.
that's what I'm saying. So sports management is not listed here. So officially on the Cherokee Nation Businesses website, that is not, or Cherokee Nation Foundation, that's not a major that would be covered by this scholarship, and that is what the public would be led to believe about it, whether, I mean,
Dr. Coates,
Mhm.
are you proposing that amendment to the website needs to be made?
no, I'm not proposing any such thing. What I'm doing is trying to follow a line of reasoning to ultimately explain my actions this year
Okay.
about the at-large tribal council scholarship.
Okay.
So first of all, that's something because, and then the second thing that's on here is that applicants have to be in a professional master's program or upper-level bachelor's. Upper-level bachelor's, I think, means juniors and seniors at that level of enrollment.
Correct.
Okay. And that they have to submit official transcripts at the end of each of their semesters of college attendance. Is that correct? Okay. So these are all of the things that are listed on the website currently and which were listed on the website last year as well in terms of the qualifications for the recipients of the Cherokee Nation Businesses Scholarship. And as you know, I FOIA'd extensively a lot of documents, and it appears that the recipient last year did not meet the qualifications in these 3 areas to receive this
They were all
scholarship.
juniors or seniors.
Okay, that's not what it looks like on the transcript, and that's, you know, I'm not going to share the transcript, obviously, but that's not what the transcript indicates.
Julie?
So anyway, I'm not going to go any further with that, but I would just encourage you that this year to, you know,
Well,
this
that's
is
why
what
we're-
the public believes, and so I think that the public has a right to expect that the Cherokee Nation businesses will follow its own criteria that are listed on its website, because apparently that was not done last year. And I just say that because there are certain other irregularities that appear to me, and it is the reason that I have not contributed this year to the At-Large Tribal Council Scholarship, because I do not have confidence at this time that some of the scholarships, that the awards are being made in a way that is fair and impartial. So
Well-
that's the end of my statement, and I'll just say, in way of explanation, that's why I'm not contributing this year. Thank you.
Go ahead. Would
I
you
was
like to
just
respond
going
to
to
that?
say that I have been trying for a year to find out where that policy came from, because no one at CMB said they made those agreements. They didn't know, they did not make an agreement with the last director or the last board, and that subject area did not matter, but they were supposed to be, you know, juniors and seniors, and having the desire to come back and work some way for the Cherokee Nation.
And that's fine, but I just point out that the directorship at CNB has completely turned over from what it was when the last director was there, so there's not any reason necessarily why they would know about it, and if they want to change it, that's perfectly within their right. But it needs to be changed on the website as well, and CNF needs to adhere to what's on the website. That wasn't done last year.
That's a
I
work
would
in
have the
progress.
expectation that it will be done this year, and just that whatever CNB's policy is, that it be followed.
Speaker
I
Jordan?
agree. I've been
Okay.
working on that.
Okay.
Does Cherokee Nation Business Scholarship have anything to do with At-Large Tribal Council Scholarship?
No,
Okay, so.
they're totally
I'm
different.
a little confused of this whole line of
I'll restate
comments.
what I said.
No, I'm not giving you the floor. My understanding is you have a At-Large Tribal Council Scholarship.
Yes,
Is that correct?
yes.
Then you have a whole separate scholarship that's called Cherokee Nation Businesses.
Yes,
And the two don't overlap.
correct.
Okay. That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay. Julie?
At-large students are eligible for the Cherokee Nation Businesses Scholarship as well. So people who were my constituents and who may have met the qualifications apparently were not considered to the degree that the recipient was, who did not meet the qualifications
You know,
on a
that's
couple
not
of
true,
points.
because, that's not true, because last year, at the cutoff deadline, 1 hour before the deadline was to end, we had 2 people that qualified, according to last year's. And there were people in my office that were going to be juniors and seniors, and I just asked them if they would like to apply for this, because no one had applied. And just like as you see, you know, like there's only 6 that applied this year, that are
Well,
qualified.
I'd suggest to you that if you're going to extend the application period for people in your
I did
office,
not.
that it needs to be extended for everyone.
I did
That-
not extend it.
Well, you asked if there
Just
were
point
additional
of
people who wanted to
clarification,
apply.
my understanding is
1
you
hour
said
before it
an hour
closed.
before the cutoff, somebody came in
1
and
hour
applied.
before it closed,
That's
there were
not
2
extended.
juniors.
Hey, hold on a sec.
I'm not gonna argue further, I just
we're
wanna
not
give
arguing.
explanation
Yeah,
to the
I
public as
understand.
to why I'm
You're
not,
good.
because I stand by my statement that it
Yeah.
is my belief
Okay.
that many of the scholarships, I don't say many, but some of the scholarships were not made in a way that was fair and impartial, and that
Okay,
my
and that-
constituents may have been
And that's your opinion,
impacted
and
by
that's
that.
why you're not funding
is
the
my
scholarship?
opinion.
Okay, we understand that.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Does anyone have any more comments for Ms. Randall? Yes, Speaker
I do
Jordan?
have one. There's a blank here on Cherokee Nation Businesses. How many, Janice, are we awarding of that area, or do we know yet? Or is it
Well, I was
a
trying to talk
range?
to, that's why I went up there last month to try to see if they had decided what they want to fund or how they want to fund it. It's their scholarship.
But they are funding some scholarships.
Yes. They've
Even
always
though there
funded
might
4.
be,
They've always funded 4.
Okay.
And I don't know how much money they want to give, and.
So it'd
and-
probably be 4 scholarships?
Yes.
Okay.
And there's Academic Works, and it's the same academic work UCLA uses to sort their scholarships and lots of other universities. And once the student goes online and fills out that application, it's out of our hands. And they give us the results back. But when I see 2 scholarships and there's money there for 4, you know, and there were people in there asking at the office, I just tried to get them to apply.
Sure.
So how, just a question for myself so I understand, how many at-large tribal council scholarships has there been in the past? Was there double this? Is that what?
Yes.
Oh, so there was at one time 6. Okay. Thank you for your report.
Chief
I
Byrd.
just got a comment. No, Janice, I appreciate, you know, what you're doing and getting the word out, because I don't detect any irregularities from when I've, you know, been with you and been on the board, so just keep up the good work. You're doing a good job.
Thank you.
Sounds like you have a lot of good competition here.
Absolutely.
And also, I like to add, Chief Byrd said, the schools that I'm in Cherokee County and the school that I work in at Muskogee, we have not had any participation from CNF as far as the financial literacy part component, the outreach and the scholarships and the availability to all of our students. And so anyways, there have been improvements in the CNF, and we appreciate you.
That's what we want for.
Yep.
Oh, one more thing I wanted to add. On this Gammon scholarship where you see 195 people applied,
Yes.
that is a $2 million donation from a family, and it is in a fund here at Cherokee Nation, and it's not being invested, and there's no interest, where we could give, as you can see, out of 195 people, we're only gonna give 1 scholarship. And at the OSU scholarship, that's $333,000, and they invested their money in this year. They got $8,000 in interest. We could be getting money in interest to give more than 1 scholarship. But it is being held here from the last chief. I don't really know exactly why, but it's no interest.
Okay. Councilman Lay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Janice, so it's not, does not fall under the treasurer's provision to safely invest that fund or
I
something?
talked to Lacey about it, and she didn't really know. She was gonna have to ask someone higher up, but we discussed it to find out why, because she agrees that it could be used
Thank
to
you.
give more scholarships.
Yes, Speaker Jordan.
Thank you so much for broadening BizTown. For the first time, I'm getting comments from schools in District 1, 2, and 3 that they were allowed to participate. I know, I think you had a couple schools last year, the first year that you were there, and I noticed that looks like we're maybe up to 4 this year, and I appreciate that. And I know that the kids appreciate it, because that's an exciting project for them. They love it. In fact, my granddaughter was at one of these rural schools, and she told me the other day she could help me balance my checkbook. And I said, well, I need all the help I can get. Can you put some money in that bank account? It's really what we need to make this thing balance. But she has learned a great deal from your classes associated with this. And I've had other parents tell me the same thing. BizTown, for some reason, wasn't coming down in this area, but it is now, and I certainly appreciate it. And it looks to me like it's being distributed all throughout the area now, and I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Councilman Taylor.
Which one was that OSU? You mentioned that OSU scholarship. Which one was that?
Well, it's not on here because we're not giving it this year because It was given out, and until that person graduates, it will not be given out again. And OSU keeps the funds, and they choose the person. It's not one that goes on our academic works to be chosen. They have a board.
Okay. All right, thank you, that's all.
All right,
Chairman.
Janice, good report. Keep up the good work, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Have a good. All right, moving down to old business, none pending. New business, none. Announcements, next meeting is scheduled for May the 11th at 3 p.m. Here, motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourned.
Motion second. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. How many, what time will start at, Kurt? He said.